What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Stocks to Watch. And we had a volatile Monday. So yesterday we had a discussion about the markets having no impact of Iran and Israel conflict, and the market did react in a weird way in the sense that it opened gap down, kind of trapped the shorts, which just kind of entered the markets in the first 5-10 minutes of the market, moved higher, spiked higher very, very strongly, and then at the end of the day came back lower and then just closed about 250 points lower. So yes, there was a lot of profit booking that took place and the markets are in a weaker shape, but not the entire market. There are still pieces and parts of the market which are still stronger than the others, and I am not very keen to short the market at this point, and I will show you the reason by showing you Nifty's chart. So I'm not a very big fan of shorting the market right now. I think there is a lot of potential in the relatively stronger names, and we're going to be talking about that. So let's quickly get started with the watch list over here, and I'll just quickly go and check out the stocks that we discussed last day. So since there was a gap down, majority of those names did not do really well, but Westlife, again, Innova CapTap and Dodla Dairy, they were still decent, I would say. But again, I think there is a lot of expectation that I have from the stocks that we have today. Now, today was a day was it was actually focused more on the companies in the oil refining and oil exploration space. So we saw ONGC moving up really well, and we also saw Ceylon exploration. This stock was up, I think, 14-15% today. And I'll just go to the daily chart, and yep, this was up 12% on the closing basis, but we saw some action over here. So I think ONGC is going to be on radar, although there is supply over here, but shouldn't really be of much of a problem. Next up is Artec, Solonix, and this is a wonderful base. Again, this is a circuit stock. It's locked into an upper circuit right now as well. But what a wonderful base. You can just see this kind of base with the volume spike led by a volume dry up. I think this is going to be an insane move in Artec Solonix, but again, very, very risky because of a circuit stock, a small cap name. So yeah. Next up is Atlanta, and again, very, very big base of base which is lasting from 2018, September 2018, almost over 6 years, somewhere around 5.5-6 years, and making a nice base. But again, this is again a stock which has already moved quite a lot. Now I'm going to be looking for like a basing structure over here, and then if it starts spiking up, I think this is a name that you wouldn't be looking to miss. SMS Life Sciences, another pharma name, has been outperforming lately, and the base that it has set up over here, it is pretty good. Volumes have dried up, everything that we want to see in the market. So I think this is a pretty good stock to kind of look at. Next up is Hindalco. Now Hindalco moving towards the high, and currently near supply areas. Metals still look good. It has liquidated the highs right now. It has almost reached this area of supply. So if you remember, and if you're if you follow the series, we had indicated that Hindalco is definitely going to fill this gap. It did, and then it has moved even higher. So again, not the best name, I would say, but again, looks pretty decent. Gujarat Gas, again, gas stocks were up today. MGL, IGL, they did decently well. Maybe if this base starts to move up, there could be some action over here. Rane Holdings, again, very good base build up over here, and again, it was trading, I think, gapping down. So this is not like the most liquid stock on the planet, but yes, it opened lower and then moved higher. But again, not really that interested in Rane Holdings again. So again, you can actually ignore Hindalco. Rane Holdings is something which is okay. Indus Towers, again, I think our traders traded Indus Towers today, and Indus Towers is about to break its very, very big base. So I think it's going to be, injustice if we don't look at Indus Towers in the weekly time frame. So Indus Towers has just come out. It has just completed its entire base formation, and now I think it's ready. Now, the problem with the stock is that this has already had a big run up. Now there is like a very small range that is being built up over here, and from an intraday perspective, I think this could be a good name. Now remember, this stock is volatile, doesn't really move well with the markets, and it is a high beta name, so just keep this on your radar. Next up is Kirloskar Pneumatic. I think we had a discussion about this stock. I think for tomorrow this is ready to move, and yep, a very good name. Another name is Sundaram Finance. Again, 4 days of tight action over here, pulled back, and this stock has been outperforming the market lately. You can see this with the structure. While Nifty is doing this, the stock is doing this, right? So this is definitely clear signs of relative strength. Next up is Nupur Recycler. This is an order block play. I think this has come back to its area of demand. I think there is a good play even towards the closing of the day. I think the stops are wider because the stock is volatile, but I think 40-50% should be an easy target for Nupur Recyclers. Now, this stock also has been basing quite nicely, and there, you can see the institutional activity is pretty evident in all of these areas. So there's definitely some build up over here, then there was a build up over here, then there's a build up over here, and I think now there's a build up going to be starting over here. So I think on an overall basis, Nupur Recyclers look really good. Biocrop Sciences, again, it tried to move higher, but the closing is pretty weak, so I'm just going to ignore it from my list. Now there's Suratwala Bus Group Limited. It's a very simple, narrow range consolidation play with, an okayish volume dry up. Not something that I would like to see, but again, the base is good, so could be interesting to see on how it plays out. Jikri, General Insurance Corporation of India, it's trading at an area of demand. Now, I personally feel that there could be a spike off from here because this is the second mitigation, and insurance companies in general did well. I think especially in the last week. So again, not the best of the lot, but again, up until all of, like, if I compare all of these names which we have covered so far, I think SMS Life Sciences is one of the best names. NRL, which is Nupur Recyclers, that is another very good name, and Indus Towers from an intraday perspective. So until now, that's basically the plan. Honeywell Auto again has been moving extremely well, and it has again come down to this base. So the breakout, if at all this happens, I think this is going to be an insane one. There is supply over here, but I don't really think this supply is going to make any sense because the base that this stock has made in about 2 years, I think this is just crazy. So I think we could expect some action. Now, I would always prefer some consolidation over here and then a move higher. I think that would be preferable. But again, Honeywell Auto on the radar. One of my favorite names from the entire pack is Samhi Hotels, and we have seen Madhu Kela, we have seen Ashish Kacholia picking up stake in this one, and this is exactly where they have bought. Like Ashish Kacholia has been buying over here, somewhere even around the IPO time, and now the stock has come back to this area, and I think there is some activity here. I think there could be like a play in Samhi Hotels. Again, wider stops because this is going to be a very volatile name, but I think from a positional perspective, if you are okay to hold the stock for, like, let's say 4, 5, 6 months, I think there's a 40-50% gain that could come in. Now, again, this is not a financial advice. Make sure that you're consulting to your financial advisor. Now, Zydus Wellness, again, we were thinking that this is going to explode, but just look at the tail that it has created. I think this is a very, very good sign that this is still, prepared to kind of move out of the base. So that's another name that I would, be looking at. Lloyd's Metals, again, I'll just remove this. So again, this is another name which has been, on our, it has been on our radar for a long period of time. And I think this is ready to kind of spike up again based on the closing that it has basically given. Next up, we've got Zuari Industries, again already broke out of this range, and maybe there could be a continuation tomorrow. So this one is going to be on radar. Iris Business Services makes a nice little VCP over here, and I think this is ready for a spike up. But again, it's going to be tricky to trade these names which have been weaker because the markets are a little fragile. So again, Samhi is one of my favorite names. NRL, I've already told about this, and SMS Life Sciences. Now, Sula, we've already covered. I think this is more of a fundamental play. I think there is a lot of room for this to move. Once it starts moving beyond today's high, I think there is potential in this as well. Manorama Industries, again, let's see how this performs tomorrow. But again, this base is pretty nice, could have a good action. A lot of people got trapped, whoever were buyers over here, I think they got stopped out right over here. So I think weak hands are out. So let's see how this plays out. Edelweiss, again, there is supply on the top, but I think with what Anand Rathi's Q4 results were, Anand Rathi did really well. I think we had a discussion day before yesterday, on Friday, on Sunday, that Anand Rathi is doing well. So Edelweiss was therefore on our watch list. So I think this is again going to do something good. VTL again closing near the high of the day, and this could also be a good play given the fact that the base is very, very good. Next up is Sport King. Now we were actually tracking this over here, but this could actually be the lower end of the base. Not really very interested, so I'll just remove this because this is like a below average play. Jubilant Ingravia has had a big move, and I think you all have seen this kind of base build up in a lot of stocks. So again, there could be a continuation in Jubilant Ingravia, so could be on your radar. Tejo has been on our radar for the last 3 days, but again, due to the market gapping down, couldn't really do anything, but I think there could be some activity tomorrow. NRB bearing is coming again into a demand area or an order block, could be a good play. Again, auto OEM play, and I think auto was outperforming today. Maruti was a play which did much better than the overall market. So I think auto OEMs could still outperform. And then we've also got Orissa Minerals, and the setup is very same. Like it's very similar. It is coming near the demand area. We've seen what Sandur Manganese has done now. Sandur Manganese is a peer group play in the entire space. So let's see how the markets are going to shape up tomorrow. So if I just summarize the entire list for all of you, so I think SMS Life Sciences doing extremely good. So I think this is going to be something that I'm going to be watching out for. Indus Towers, good for intraday. NRL, which is Nupur Recyclers, I think very good play on the demand side. Another good play I think would be Suratwala Bus Group if it starts to move out of this base. Samhi is Samhi Hotels is I think going to be one of the best plays if at all we get an entry. I think it's just going to spike up right off the bat in the morning, so be careful about that. Lloyd's Metals, I think very good structure. If it sets up nicely, I think this is going to be good. Apart from that, I think even Tejo and Orissa Mines Minerals and NRB Bearings, I think these are good plays. Now, when markets are falling, I usually like to play demand bounce plays. So I think that's about it. Now, as far as Nifty is concerned, I think Nifty is going to probably react from this demand. And for those reasons, I think there's only this much space for Nifty to kind of go deeper. And that's the reason. If the markets are weak tomorrow, I'm going to look to go short only on an intraday basis. I'm not going to carry anything overnight, because what I feel the markets can do is they can come probably over here, maybe we even open over here, and then we start moving higher, fill this gap, and then eventually if we want to fall, we can come down over here. So I think that's my expectation from the market, and more or less I think the markets are going to be a little tricky to play. So size down, manage risk really well. There's always another day to trade. Right now the markets are a little sketchy, a little volatile. So that's it from my side. If you like the video, make sure you drop a comment, a like, and make sure to subscribe the content so that it makes my team and myself motivated to give more such content to you. And do drop in a comment which stock do you think is going to be moving up from this list, which is one of your favorites. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video. All the best, take care, and bye bye.